Alright, who's ready for take, I think, 5 of Tierlist Season 2? Because my shit hasn't been saving every time I recorded. Anyways, this is the Season 2 Tierlist for Tekken 8. Preface. I know we're only like a quarter in of Season 2 and there's still like a lot more changes. All the other DLC characters haven't released yet. But I think 3 months in and some tournaments, we can kind of see where the meta is heading. Okay, I think that is a fair judgment, is what I'm gonna say. Anyways, I would say that my experience with this tier list is also I'm a Wi-Fi Lars player. All right, Wi-Fi for now. I just don't have a fucking Ethernet, but I got to Tekken God Supreme, right? That's what really matters. If you could get, I think the goal is if you could get a God of Destruction Wi-Fi, you're on a whole different level. You know what I mean? All right. Very funny thing. I was talking about being a hard stuck Tekken God Supreme, but as I was recording footage for this tier list video, I fucking hit God of Destruction, baby. Whoa! And Wi-Fi only. I think my win rate was like 54%, which is pretty bad in my opinion. Jesus Christ, 54. But doesn't matter, I got God. And what is it? Rank 814, I believe, globally, and rank 37 as Lars. I think it's actually 35 or 36 because like the guy at the top's like a cheater. So hell yeah, baby. Woo woo. All right, back to the tier list. Anyways, so this tier list is purely based on, I would say, my experience, some tournaments that I've been watching, and just based on what I see, and this is my experience as well, right? So that's what this whole thing is based off of. There's also no ranking. Well, there is sort of a ranking near like top 5, and I would say like bottom 5. I could easily say who's top 5, bottom 5 for sure. Like, okay, I would clearly say this is my tier list, and this is top 5, bottom 5 for sure. All right. I think top 5. There's gonna be no order, but there's clearly a very strong character, is what I'm gonna say. And then the bottom 5 is like, okay, I think we could rank who's the worst for sure, like easily. Okay, so let's start with the worst character, right? And it's only starting at A tier to S plus. That's what I think Tekken 8 is. Every character has something cheap. They have something that works, but it just really depends on. This is what I think the meta is for season 2 as well, right? Who has really good string mind games, right? String mind games being like, am I gonna stop my string or am I gonna go to stance, you know, type shit like that, you know what I mean? And it does giga chip damage too, and it's usually safe. That's the thing about these stupid string mind games. They're usually fucking safe, and you have to guess like, oh, should I mash because I know they're gonna stop and try to get some plus frames or not. That's what the meta is right now. All right, so I would say the worst character, Devil Jin. Easily the worst character in the game, right? I think Devil Jin is a character that has to work too hard, okay? Number one, his execution is already really extremely hard, so you have to be like super good at Tekken, and then you also have to have really good fundamentals with him, right? And it sucks. The other thing is that his mix-ups aren't really that great. I mean, he has an unblockable, and you know, okay, that's great, but here's what I think it is. His toolset is contradictory, right? Even if he hits you with unblockable, if he's not at the wall, he pushes you far away where he can't poke you anymore, okay? And that's really bad. And then not only that, he has an electric, but it pushes you far away if you block it. So if you're not near the wall, it sucks because then he resets the neutral and he struggles getting in, right? And then other than that, his chain is long range. And you could counter hit confirm, but you know, it's long range and it's super linear, so it's like, you know, it's not that great. And then he has a running counter hit kick. It's long range and it's slow as fuck. If you do it up close, you just can't because he doesn't have good plus frames unless you're near at the wall, right? So it's just like he has all these long range tools that he's supposed to use, but if he uses it, it's either he's minus or he pushes you far away and he can't do anything, right? And then his pokes aren't that great as well. I think his poke game and counter hits is not amazing. Like if he does like what, down back 2 or whatever, he gets like a free, you know, steel pedal, but it's just like okay. His down forward 1 is like, you know, down forward 1 mix-ups, it's alright. It's just not amazing, you know what I mean? You compare it to all these other characters who can like, even like, you know, a hit confirm, and it's like leads into crazy like wall splats and shit. Like okay, yeah, I know Devil Jin's wall splats, but it's like, it's so risky. It's just like if he's minus 12, he loses his turn and then he just doesn't have shit, right? I think the only thing that's actually just working for him is that when he's in heat, okay, he does have some scary things, but then he pushes you far away and he's +2, right? And he has a good unblockable in heat. But other than that, it's like it's like okay, it's just he just has to fight in such a weird range. That's it. That he's not really crazy. You know, unless he gets you to the wall, then it's like okay, maybe we'll think about it. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll think about it. And then he has like some crazy good tech traps there, but you know, other than that, he has to work too hard to like get you there in the first place, right? So that's Devil Jin. Now we're gonna go A+, right? I think the second worst character is Azucena, right? So Azucena is a character who does have streamline games, but I think her issue is that when she has plus frames, she can't really do anything with it, right? At most, she's like +4 on everything. +4 is nothing in this game, okay? Her jabs are very linear, and it's like, dude, even if she's +4, if she does down forward 1, that's 9. That's coming out in 9 frames. You could sidestep that. Everything she does is just so linear, dude. It's just so ass. You know what I mean? It's just so ass to play with her. I think the only thing she really has going for her is that she has every tool set in the game. But if you block it, she loses her turn, or if you duck it, or you know, you just block punish, she loses her turn, like no matter what, right? That's like every character, I guess you could say, but it's very like on and off. Like she doesn't have that mental frame mind game unless she goes in stance where she does like hatchet kicks, and then okay, maybe it's kind of scary. But like in her neutral, even in her stances, it's not that scary. I'll be honest, it's not that scary. But Lars does struggle against her just because she has like parries. She has backswing blow that beats all his 50-50s. Her parry even beats all his 50-50s, which is really crazy. And she has while standing 1, which high crushes. And that's what Lars struggles with, right? So Azucena's a tough match, but I think against like another character like Lili, she's like dead. +4 doesn't mean anything when Lili can just sidestep everything and just blow her up for it, right? I think her damage is okay as well. It's like not super duper good like Heihachi or like, you know, like Paul, but that's like Paul damage, you know, or even like Jack. Jack does too much damage, you know. And her chip damage is like okay. Her heat is not that scary. It's like okay, she's in heat. You just know she's gonna do the high strings that you could duck and like liberate her stance. So it's like it's not that scary, you know what I mean? Overall, Azucena is okay. She's just the second worst character. I don't know what people are saying why she's good. I think she is really bad. You know, her string mind games are just like alright. But even if you block them, whether they're high or mid, she loses her turns, right? It's always like -11 or -12, or you know, when it's a high, she really dies for it, you know. So that's Azucena. Now third worst character, I think Lars is. So a lot of people might be like, oh my god, you're a copious Lars player, but I think this is where a lot of people don't understand, okay? Lars is a scrub killer, for sure, but if you play him at high ranks, he really struggles with opening people up. Now you might be like, oh my god, what the fuck are you talking about? You see Ulsan and Arsenal Ash use Lars, but here's my take on, and you see Nobi, right? But here's my take on Lars. Even if you see all these pro players using Lars, you will see them switch off of him all the time because he is dog shit at opening people up, right? He might get like one game, but then the second game comes around, oh shit, now they know everything I could do with Lars already, and I can't really open up my character with Lars, or open up my opponent with Lars. I have to switch characters. And you see Nobi switch to Steve, you see Arslan switch to like Nina, you see Ulsan switch to like Dragunov, because Lars struggles opening people up so hard. And you seriously just watch all the replays, it's really hard for him to get anything plus, right? So if you want to learn how to beat Lars, this is how you do it in season 2. You just don't mash whenever you see him go to stance. Don't even duck too. Don't duck, don't mash. And then you duck when he's in neutral, because that's when you know he's going to use down back 4 or a really shitty low. So then he's launch punishable. That's how you beat Lars. But every time you see him in stance, you just don't mash or you don't press, because he doesn't have anything plus. And even if he does a low that hits you, he's at most +4 or +6. But all his follow-ups are not good. All his follow-ups either lead into him being -9 and losing his turn, or he does a really bad low that makes him like +1 at most, or +3 or some shit. It's not even amazing. So you could sidestep anything that follows. You could armor through that. You could hop kick. Like, he's really bad, you know? So that's Lars. Third worst character. I think he occasionally does have tools that forces you to interact, right? Like Den 3 and while running 1. But like I said earlier, if you just hold back and you never duck or mash, you'll be okay. Like, he just struggles opening people. He doesn't have that much chip damage too, so I think that's Lars. I don't care that he got a down forward 1 extension. It's not really amazing. It's really good to see if the opponent knows the matchup, but I don't think he needed it. All he really needed was just a hatchet kick, and that's it. A hatchet kick so people actually start ducking in neutral. But other than that, this new shit that he got is not even impressive. The only thing that is really scary is when he goes to heat. But even then, you know, without heat, he's not good. You know, he relies so heavily on heat that it's kind of ass. You know, his heat is very scary because it does become a real 50-50. But it's not like superb, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay, but when you compare it to like other characters with like great heat smashes and good tools, it's just like, damn, he fucking sucks, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's go on to the next character, right? So Victor. I think Victor is like a way better Lars to a certain degree. I guess Tekken 6 Lars, okay? Because he's not like super insane like Lars right now, but he has some tools that are very plus and leads into stance. I mean, it's like he's like what, +2 or +5 or some shit in stance, and it's like, okay, he gets a free mid follow up, but everything else is like, okay, you know, that's like every character. But I think the thing that's really good about Victor is that he has really solid string mind games, right? It's like if you duck or if you mash, you get knocked out or you get launched. But then if he does the high, okay, it's safe, and you know he could also cancel and go into stance, right? Then it's like, you know, he has really good strings in my opinion, right? Compared to Lars, his strings are just so much better in like almost every way, because it's also like, it's a knife. You can't parry that shit, you know what I mean? So I think that's what Victor has. And in heat, he does so much chip damage, you know, easily. Every time he launches you in combo, he puts you at the wall, and then he just gets to chip you for free, and that just does so much of your health for free, dude, for nothing. So I think that's Victor. I would say Victor. I don't think Victor is bottom 5, but this is where I would put him on the tier list. Like, I don't know. I didn't run into that many Victors online, but when I did, it kind of just felt like I'm fighting against another Lars. You know what I mean? So it's not, in my opinion, it's not that hard of a matchup. It's just like, okay, he's a little bit like a Tekken 6 but better Lars, like a 6.5 Lars. You know what I mean? It feels really weird to say, but that's where I would put Victor. So yeah. Next character is Eddy, right? Eddy has a new G-Clef cannon, which is, you know, it's pretty good. It's hit confirmable. But I think Eddy is sort of like Kazuya in a way. As weird as this sounds. He doesn't really have that much string mind games in my opinion. Occasionally he does when he's in stance, but I think he's kind of like Kazuya because he has moves that leads into 50-50s, right? Okay, he does that weird, I don't know, shoulder thing, and he goes into like, I don't know what the stand is called, but you have to just guess if it's like a hell sweep or it's, you know, heat smash, right? I think that's pretty good because he gets so much momentum and he could just ride on it, and then he knocks you down. Then you have to take another mix up. He's literally just like Kazuya. You know what I mean? I think his string mind games, like out of down forward 2, it's okay. Like down forward 2-3, down forward 2-4. It's like high or it's minus 14 mids. It's okay. It's not that bad. And I think he has really solid punishing all around, right? Really solid punishing all around, like while standings. I guess maybe neutral punishing is kind of dog shit, but you know, it's still pretty good. 4-4-3 is a really good move too, so I think Eddy is like someone you can't sleep on, you know what I mean? Next character, I think Kazuya is very close to being S. I think if you're a good player, he's S, but if you're like decent, you know, all, you know, whatever kind of Kazuya, he's like A+ at most, right? I say he's a S tier character if you know how to control the pacing of the match really well, right? You're able to wave dash in their face, bait shit out, or like really ride the momentum and fuck someone up, right? If you can control the pacing of the match and just put people in 50-50s all the time and guess wrong, I think Kazuya is really good, right? I think Kazuya is one of the characters where he is very solid all around and he doesn't need heat. If he has heat, he just does more damage. Like, he's one of the characters I feel is like super complete and he does not need changes, because even in heat, he's literally just has the same moves but better. That's literally all he does. And you know, if you're fighting a Kazuya without heat or with heat, it just feels the same. It's like you're still getting put in the shitty 50-50 and he does really solid punishing. His down forward 1 mix-ups are so good, dude. In my opinion, his down forward 1 mix-up so good because they knock back, they wall splat, and they're safe, right? So you just can't duck the guy anytime he does down forward 1, in my opinion, right? Occasionally, okay, maybe I will, but it's very solid all around, right? Now we're gonna go to S-, right, for the strong characters. I think Heihachi is very close to being A+, but he's S- only because of his really strong parry. So his parries can beat a lot of 50-50 situations, and it gives him heat smash, right? The window of his parry is so fucking insane. And I'm just like, I can't believe it, dude. You know, maybe as a Lars player, when you do limited entry, or like, you know, you do a follow-up after down back 4, he can parry everything. You do Den 3 into, you know, silent entry 1, he could parry that shit. It's fucking insane, right? I think the other thing that Heihachi has is just damage. He gets 1 counter hit, a 1 forward 4 launcher. You're pretty much losing half your health. And that's crazy, you know what I mean? And every one of his punishes are so solid. Very solid punishing. Like, you know, of course, sidestep right, he sucks at, but he has really solid down forward 1 that tracks, you know, his weak side. What else does he have? Oh yeah, I forgot to say, his warrior stance. It's just too rough and hard to beat, in my opinion, right? You do one wrong mistake, you are losing so much health no matter what. It's like anytime he activates warrior stance, you're fighting a boss character just for that 1 round. And that 1 round that you need to win matters, you know what I mean? So I think Heihachi is like a character you can't count out at all. And then next character who I think is better is like Lee, okay? Lee, his fucking stepson or whoever, you know, half son, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know. It's not a half son, it's his son. What am I talking about? Is it adoptive son? I think it's his adopted son. Anyways, Lee, in my opinion, always has tools to contest you no matter what, right? His while standing 3-3 is solid, in my opinion. It's always good because people are always like, okay, what if he does the follow-up? I can't, you know, should I punish it or should I not, right? I mean, the only thing that I think Lee struggles with is that his lows suck. He really doesn't have string mind games, but he has every tool that you need. Like, down forward 1 is okay. But, you know, it's like 13, fucking -1. It's like a typical down forward 1, right? It's really solid. The other thing he has is like just that stupid 1+2 homing counter hit. I think if he didn't have that, he wouldn't be up here, okay? Homing counter hit safe launcher is so fucking stupid. It's so good. The other thing is that he also has really good slide mix-ups, right? Like at the wall, if he gets you at the wall, or if you get up wrong at the wall, I should say, he can reset you in a combo, and I think that's really strong. You know, really, really strong. All his punishing is super strong, leads into heat. But that's the other thing that he sucks at. His heat is not that scary. Like, okay, he does like a really weird mid that's like either 0 or +6, and it's like, okay, whatever. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? It's like he has to do a low, or he can just keep wasting all his heat and just do this shit. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's not that bad. Next character, Raven, right? I think Raven is where we're starting to get where, okay, there are some string mind games, and I have to really, you know, try to figure out what my opponent's doing. And he has the best one of the best parries. A 1-frame parry. It's just so strong. He does some shit in a back turn, you punish it wrong, and he can parry you. You know what I mean? I think the other thing that really sucks about this season is that all his shit is not -14 anymore. It's -13, which I don't think he needed because, okay, he has like what, 2 bad matchups against like Lars and Bryan, and all these Raven players are fucking crying about it, so they make it -13. It's like, why, dude? Like even Azucena has like a 14-frame heat engager now, but it's like, dude, she can't use it against this guy because, you know, oh, apparently it's too hard for him. I think it's kind of dumb. The other thing is that, did I say homing down forward 1? He has like really good homing moves that shouldn't be homing, and sometimes his mids are just almost safe in his 50-50s that I think it's kind of dumb. It's just really dumb. And heat smash, still long range, and I don't know, man. He's just such a, in my opinion, he's like such a scummy character. He always has that stupid like back turn hell sweep that launches you. You know what I mean? He's like back turn, range 3, slides, touches your toes like just by like a centimeter, and he launches you. I hate that shit. Like, why is that a thing? That shouldn't even launch. It should be a counter hit launcher, you know? So dumb. Anyways, next character, right? Paul. Paul is just Paul. Really good damage, solid poking, good throw game, and a lot of damage. No matter what, a lot of damage, no matter what. Counter hits, normal hits, clean hits, it doesn't matter. I think the other thing that I think Paul, the reason why Paul is S, almost I would say S minus, is because he occasionally struggles with low pokes. Like he has no plus low pokes that I could really think of other than that like deep dash 4, but I don't know if that's plus. I can't remember because it's like a new move. The other thing that I think Paul has that everyone does not utilize enough as a Paul player is his sidestep moves that gets out of 50-50s. Is it back 2+3 or something? I don't remember what it is, but it's like a shoulder move, but he sidesteps you at an angle. It's kind of like a Hwoarang back 1. It's really good. He gets like a free Death Fist follow-up, and you know he has a guard break in heat. So I think that's Paul. Paul's S tier, S minus. Next character is Steve. Steve is a bitch character in my opinion. This season is just so fucking annoying. I know that he had that stupid flurry punch that is now +3, but I think he's still just too safe. In this meta where it's like he has strings that poke you down and you're like, okay, should I try to duck this string or should I not? It's really fucking annoying, and at most he's only -10, you know? So Steve is just a bitch character, dude. I don't know. But the only thing that he really struggles with is just making comebacks, but he has everything. He has good poking, good plus frames, you know, good counter hit. Back 1 is still really good, and he has all these stupid counter hits and all his strings that you have to try to guess too. So that's Steve. Really good homing, wall splatting out of his 50-50s Lionheart too. God, that move is so fucking dumb. Is it a unblockable high or homing mid and wall splat? I hate that fucking shit so much. It sucks. Oh, and Steve is like one of the only characters to still retain season 1 properties of armored heat engager. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing that a lot of people forget is that armored heat engagers, he's the last character to have it. He has that punch that leads into Sonic Feng, which is a powered, pretty much armored heat engager. You know, he still regains all his health back, and he steals his turn. So, there's that. And a lot of people don't utilize his punch parry. I don't know why no one uses his parry, you know? His punch parry is just solid because it's a free parry. It beats Lars 50-50s, believe it or not, which is really fucking crazy. And he gets a combo off of it. It's so good, I just don't know why Steve players are not using that shit, you know what I mean? It's a parry, yes, I understand it's a bit risky, but if you're put in a 50-50 situation or at the wall, just use it, dude. It's so good. It's so good. Now, the next 2 characters are like the same, right? It's Kuma, Panda. I don't know, man. I can't really say if Kuma or Panda is better because I don't really run into them. They both still seem to do both the same thing. When they put you in heat, you're pretty much just guessing in 50-50s, right? Is it gonna be an unblockable or mid launcher that's like, you know, launch on their side, right? It's always launch, by the way. But I guess Panda's 50-50s are just a little bit safer because like that slide mix-up that she has, it's very hard to punish in my opinion. It's very hard because it's like a normal slide, but she gets a lot more advantage if she hits you out of it, right? So these two characters, you're always fighting at a really odd range in my opinion, right? Because you're always so scared of back forward 2, and if you go up close, they have a G-Clef cannon, and then they could just start doing these stupid, like, you know, what is it, like X-Bear or whatever the fuck it is. It's like a homing heat engager, and they have back 1 that pretty much beats a lot of 50-50s. They're just really solid all around, you know. Don't sleep on bears. So I think bears are for sure really good, right? Now we're getting to S tier characters. This is where I feel that if you're losing with these characters, you must be bad. Okay, you must be really bad because these characters have everything you need to fucking win. They have like good pokes, string mind games, safe mix-ups, very good heat engagers, and very solid punishing, right? They have like some and good chip damage all around, right? Good range, everything, right? So first character and strong, right? Not S minus, just S is Jun, right? I think Jun is still underutilized. I barely ran into Jun like a couple times when season 2 came out, but I have never ran into any other Jun ever. Like at most maybe like 2 max out of like season 2 matches, like 2 times. 2 times. But I can tell you that she's still very solid. Sidestep 4 still really good. She has a homing move that leads into mix-ups. Cans beat your 50-50s if you choose a really slow, like low, because you're like, okay, let me try to open them up, and then can just launches you if you try to do a low, right? And she has parries. All her shit is safe. She has homing moves that track to her weak side and, you know, right side, left side. It's just so good. Forward 4, down forward 4, I mean. You know, it's so fast, you don't even punish that shit. It's minus 14, but who knows? I still think that her, like, up forward 1 is just such a solid 10 frame punish. Like, how are you losing with this character, bro? She's just so solid. She's just so solid. You know, my god. And her mix-ups are not really risky. Even if you do the mid, you're minus, like, 6. You can parry out of that. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you losing? Like, what are you losing with this character? Anyways, next character, right? I think Reina is the only character out of the whole cast who could be S tier. Okay, and here's the reason why. She has the ability to become super strong. Maybe even the best in the game because of the player. She is one of the only characters in the game where I feel like if you understand the game's mechanics, and if you understand, like, you know, the frames, the opponents, like everything, you just understand everything pretty much, right? The reason why she can be super strong is because forward 2 is also really good, right? But forward 2, like, you know, it's like a really good mid, leads into good mix-ups, and you can start reading the opponent, right? You can start reading the opponent, and then once you read the opponent and you time everything they do right, she has the forward parry. The forward parry is really underrated. I know it's risky, but it's like some Marvel vs. Capcom. Not Marvel vs. Capcom. What is it? It's third strike shit, right? It's third strike. It's like literally the parry. It's like a, you know, the fucking Evo Moment 37. She has that fucking kind of parry. You know what I mean? I think Yagami did it. I don't remember if it's like CEO or something, but he was able to literally parry a move and do a fucking electric out of it, right?
Already on the ropes right now. Oh, nice backswing blow. Says to get all of that. Running 3-2. Oh, that was godlike.
You can do that?
A lot of people don't know you can do that, but you have to. It's like you have to up cancel the parry. Me and NYK was talking about this a while ago. It's really hard to do. You don't see many people do it. I haven't seen anybody do it outside of Yagami internally.
Man, speaking of tech, by the way,
you can parry, cancel the parry. So you hit forward, then you sidestep or crowd cancel or some shit like that. Then you electric. That is insane. And so that's why I'm saying she's super underutilized. It really depends on the player, and I feel like the player base is still at its infancy, which is why they don't understand why Reina is so strong. I think her lows aren't like super good, but they're good enough that she doesn't need it to be super strong, right? Everything out of 442 is also really good, like all around. So you know, really good punishing too. So how are you losing with this character? This is a really good character, solid, right? Next character is Asuka. Asuka's sort of in the same boat as Joan, where she could beat a lot of 50-50s or parries or can-cans. But the difference with her and Jun is that her punishing is not that great. But as soon as she gets like one punish, like at least not her 10 frame, like a while standing 4, anything above 11 frames, I would say she can start her game, right? As soon as she's plus, she just is gonna do so much chip damage. That's it. She's just gonna do so much chip damage in heat, without heat. It's like so scary. You know what I mean? Because this bitch is always plus. And I believe she's the only character who has neutral combos that are doing 100 damage, 100 plus damage out of the whole cast. She's like the only one who can do it, you know? No walls too, so Asuka can kill you in like 2 combos, right? Counter hit or normal launcher, it don't fucking matter. So that's Asuka. I think she does more damage than Paul, believe it or not, which is really weird. Anyways, next character. So Jin. I would say Jin is still very solid. His heat smash still wall splats, but I think the only thing why he's not super good is that he just is a bit more punishable in everything he does now, right? Like 2-1-4 is -10. That's the only thing I can really think of. That string was so fucking broken that now that's -10, he can't really, you know, he's like, okay, I have to actually just do something, you know what I mean? I can't just rely on that string anymore. But even then, that's a really good string. Even being -10, like just throw that shit out, you know what I mean? The other thing that Jin has, he still has parry. Parry is still super broken, and he beats a lot of Lars mix-ups. And the fact that he can parry almost every move and then, you know, get an electric or can out of it is still good. So you can't really have your turn even when you're plus. So I think that's Jin pretty much. And how are you losing with this guy? He has everything, you know? Our next character, Xiaoyu, right? I don't know why no one plays Xiaoyu at tournaments, at least in top 8, right? I mean, I can kind of see where she sucks at is because she has a lot of conditioning to do with her strings. Like, okay, and you know, she does have the string mind game, but it's like, you know, is she gonna go high or mid? And it's like, you know, even if she does it, it's like, okay, well, I kind of lose my turn as Xiaoyu, but occasionally I feel like Xiaoyu, even if she loses her turn, you have to really keep an eye on her to see if she does AOP. That's where this kind of mind game starts, right? It's like, is she gonna try to do something evasive afterwards or not, right? And like, this is similar to what I said in season 1's Tierlist, where she is a character who forces you to use really odd mids that would make you lose your turn that you wouldn't normally use against like every other character. And I think that's where she's really good at. And she has back 1 that gets out of a lot of 50-50s, right? Back 1 is like 8 frames or some shit, and -12, but it's so fast, no one's really punishing it, you know? She does like a weird sidestep, you know, slap, and she's like, okay, I don't know, I don't remember, does she go to back turn? I don't know. I would say yeah, she probably goes to back turn. I don't know. I don't use the character. But the thing about Xiaoyu too is that she does so much chip damage. And it's like a lot of the times it feels like you're almost fighting Dragunov at the wall, because if I try to sidestep, I might get wall splatted or I might get fucked up, you know what I mean? So Xiaoyu is like definitely like a sleeper, I feel like. A sleeper for sure. Our next character is Lidia. So I stated this, and I believe the same tier list as well, but Lidia is sort of like Lars, but so much better in every way. So she has string mind games for sure. And you know, like that 1-2-2, is that string 1-2-2 or 1-2-4? It's like, is it gonna be a mid or a high, right? You know, obviously if she does the mid, it's launch punishable, but if you duck it, she goes to stance, and you're like, okay, shit, you know. Anytime she goes to stance, you just have to respect it. You just can't mash, pretty much, right? It's just so scary, dude. And then in heat, you're losing like half of your health just blocking, because she's able to just keep pressure and just keep going to stance, and you can't do anything. You can't even sidestep it. And I feel like she's one of the most oppressive characters in the game, where I feel like if you are losing with her, if you're just not going to stance, you pretty much just lose, and you're kind of like, you're not even playing Lidia if you're not going to stance, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so unfun to fight her at high ranks. Like, you do one low, and she's, you know, really solid punishing all around, just like Lars. And it's like, okay, well, now it's her turn. Now I have to just sit there and take her mix-ups again, and then it just repeats. And it just feels so one-sided. The other thing that I think Lidia also has is that, like, she has that, it's like a new move. It's like a quarter circle forward, 1+2 or whatever. And she could charge it up. It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's like plus, and you have to take a mix-up, right? It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I wish Lars had something like that. The other thing that she has is her unblockable in heat. That is so scary because it does so much fucking damage. And it just gives her so much momentum. Almost like Kazuya. She knocks you down, and then she just starts the cycle again. And it's really, really, like, brain dead, pretty much. It's just so one-sided feeling, you know? Our next character is Lili, right? Lili is too safe, in my opinion. She's like at most like -12, right? But usually she's like -11 or -10. Like, you can't do anything, dude. And she's one of the only characters where she doesn't really need to do much to beat your 50-50s other than sidestep. So I think Lili players, dude, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are you guys complaining about? You guys beat every 50-50 without even trying. You guys just sidestep one time, and it's like, okay, that sucks, you know? And anytime you fight Lili with the characters, you have to play this as if it's like a Xiaoyu, because everything you do with every other character, it doesn't work against her, because one sidestep will fuck you up, you know what I mean? Like Lars, even though if he's like +6, he does like a down forward 1, he can't, you know, it's not gonna track that well. I mean, that's coming out at 7 frames, right? But even then, it's like, let me try to think. I would say maybe like, I think she could probably sidestep if he's like +6 and he does down forward 2. And down forward 2 usually tracks to Lars' weak side, right? It's his like, is his weak side? I don't even remember. All I know is that she will step everything I do. I don't think he has any follow-ups. I think she could even step down back 4 while standing 2. I think that's a thing. Or like even while running 3 down forward 2. Like, it's so stupid. She's so good, you know what I mean? And her punishing is really good. I think while standing 4 is always a really solid punish because it knocks you down. If you get up wrong, she can get a combo out of it. So I think Lili is solid, very solid. Our next character is Feng. I don't know, man. I feel like Feng could definitely be S+, but they kind of put him in an area where he feels like Lars, where he can just go into stance out of punishing, and it just feels weird because that's not Feng, you know? That's like a Lars type thing, to punish and then go into stance. But, you know, he has that, and he has every good poke that he still has from like season 1, so it's like, what are you guys thinking over here, you know what I mean? So, you know, Feng is still Feng. He's a bitch character, and now he just plays a little bit like Lars. So that's where Feng is. Next character is Hwoarang. I think Hwoarang got way too buffed this season, man. It sucks. It's like a lot of the times, so even as Lars, right? Lars can't really step against Hwoarang at all because he's kind of fat. There's just something really weird about this matchup that he can't step like half of the shit that he does. Hwoarang is just too safe. And even if he does something, he can always get out of that situation, right? If he does like a mid that's like minus, he could always like back 1, or you know, he's just so slippery. He's just so fucking slippery. Even if he does mids, he's still plus, and then it leads into another 50-50. And it's just not fun, dude. It's really just not fun. And he has the best homing moves in the whole game because it's like fucking, you know, leads into a knockdown and he gets free follow-ups, or, you know, wall splatting armor moves. That's homing. It's just so dumb, dude. It's dumb. The other thing that I think Hwoarang has that is really good is that his heat smash wall splats. You know, not a lot of characters have that. Like even Feng lost his that heat smash wall splat, but I don't know why they gave it a Hwoarang because that shit's pretty fucking good, you know. But yeah, Hwoarang just feels like he easily starts his blender mix-ups, and you just have to sit there and wait. And when he's in heat, you have to respect it. If you can't even duck jab it, otherwise you get counter hit launched, and I think that's really dumb. Like I don't know, I don't think he should be able to have that. You know what I mean? If every other character has 50-50s where you can duck jab it, but he doesn't, it just doesn't make sense because it's just so oppressive, dude. Too oppressive. Next character is Nina. So Nina has string mind games, guns that does giga chip damage, pushes you near the wall, they wall splat, very solid punishing. And dude, she is one of the only characters that is able to trip you and sidestep you at the same time, and it's not fun. It's just like the dumbest shit ever. All her counter hit launches are good too, so Nina is solid, just very solid. I don't know what else to say other than, you know, if you're fighting Nina, just it's a strong character, very strong character. She's still, everyone still uses her armor move to get out of like 50-50s too, right? I don't know what else to say. It still feels like you're fighting season 1 Nina, so I don't know what else there is to say. Next character is Leroy. I think Leroy is super slept on, right? His cane is still really good. It's like -14, not -15 now, which I thought was a misstep. I don't know why, because that's like a homing launcher. The other thing that Leroy has too is that his parry, right? He has everything that you need. Good punishing. He has dragon kicks, or not, what is it? The up forward, 3+4, 1+2 is literally just like laws. He has a shotgun hit that's like a, what is the shotgun punch, like 12 frames counter hit launcher. And I think, like I said, I already said this earlier, but his parries are just so good. Beats every 50-50, dodges pretty much everything. I think it pretty much even dodges like what's his name, Victor's swords and shit. Like back 2 is so fucking cheap, dude. And then if he knocks you down, he gets a free follow-up, or he can just go to heat. It's so good. How are you losing with this character, pretty much, right? Next character is Clive. Clive is sort of in the same boat as Leroy, except that his mix-ups is just very visually like cluttering. I think Clive is the only type of character where I've never felt like, oh my god, I wish that I could just mod the game so I could have the visuals easier on my eyes. That's the only time, that's like the only character that I feel this way, because he has like fire fucking going everywhere in heat mode, and then he's like black because he gets like burnt in like ember or some shit, so you just see like a silhouette with fire like coming all over. I'm like, what am I looking at? It's just so hard to tell what he's doing when he's in heat. I'm like, what am I looking at? You know what I mean? Besides all that, all his mix-ups are just so solid. Like good mids, you know, his heat smash, his heat engagers are still really solid. Like 1+2 is like what, 12 frames -9 or some shit like that. Hell sweeps are really good, homing, good lows, counter hit launchers. I think they said that the only thing he really struggles with is like close-up neutral. But I mean, if you're like a solid Tekken player, you're already good at that. Like it doesn't really matter. He doesn't really need that. He has like a good down forward 1 and a good jab. So like, what are you complaining about? You know, and a good parry, really good parry. So next character, right? Jack. Jack is so fucking dumb in this game, right? Like, oh my god, why does everyone have a parry in S tier, bro? S tier, everyone has like an armored parry that's like, nope, you had a 50-50 mix-up, I can parry that. Or you were a plus, you did something that is +6, I could armor heat engager and just get out of your way. I mean, get out of, you know, get you out of my way and just start my you know, my heat smash or my 50-50s. That's Jack, dude. His string mind games are really good, throw mix-ups. It's like, to me, it always feels like whenever you're fighting Jack, you're almost fighting like a season 1 armored heat engaging, abusing little bitch character. You know what I mean? It's not fun because every time you plus, you try to check him, he could just armor heat engager, and then it's his turn. And then if he's in heat, that's a launcher. So it's not fun, you know? Not fun at all. Next character is Law, right? Law has every tool that, you know, drags really well to both sides. Good punishing. I don't know what else to say other than this guy was already solid. I don't really know what changes they made other than like he doesn't have that forward 4-3. That's like heat, armored. It's like -9 now. No one was even using that in season 1, so I don't know why they like, oh yeah, we gotta take it away. It's so weird. But Law has everything you need. That's the best thing I could say. He has a lot of get out of my face type moves, right? Down 2-3. Anytime you do like a heat engager, or like what is it? Heat smash? What is it? Is it heat smash? Or you just activate heat? He can always contest while standing forward, right? While standing forward, 3+4. It's like okay. Or down 2-3. So I think Law is a super solid, super solid. Next character is Shaheen, right? So Shaheen doesn't really have string mind games or anything, but he has just really fucking good mids that knock down, good lows that are like really safe. It's just he doesn't need string mind games, but he's like a fundamentalist, and he's just too good. He's just too good with everything that he has. He's like just solid. Always S, not for strong, but for a solid character, you know. So that's where I'd put Shaheen. Now next character is Dragunov, right? Dragunov is still super good, almost like S+, but I think it's almost like he would be S+ if quarter circle forward 4 was still hitting the ground. That's really it. He still has one of the best sidesteps in the game. Solid poking, and in heat, it's just so scary because like you can't mash. He easily gets you to the wall, and you can't even sidestep that because if he does heat smash, you're gonna lose. So Dragunov is just still very good. I think they just need to nerf the tracking on like his heat smash. Even down forward 4 should not be that fast. Like it's so fucking good. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. Anyways, now this is super strong. If you are losing with these characters, you really are just bad. Okay. I don't know why no one is using the first super strong character, but the first super strong character is Zafina. Zafina is one of the only characters in season 2 where I feel like, what were they thinking? Because you can't interact with anything she does. So she does a low, she goes into another stance, and that could fuck you up. Then you have to take another 50-50. She does a mid, it's a heat engager, and it's safe, right? And then when she's in heat, she has a low launcher or a low heat smash, or she has a mid heat engager that's a launcher. And it's like, why? And you can't interact with this shit. You can't really sidestep it. And even if you were to block this mid, it's safe and it pushes you far away. So, you know, as a Lars player, that's really tough. And she has a parry. She has a parry too, right? The only thing she sucks at is like really she doesn't have that good of a punishing, but even once she punishes you, she goes back into stance, which is exactly what she wants. And you know, string mind games, because that's Zafina. She's literally the person who started the string mind game shit. And I've always felt that Zafina is too safe, all around too safe. So that's Zafina. How are you losing with this character? No one can touch you, and all your shit is like uninteractable with, right? You really can't sidestep it, and you have to just block. It sucks. Like you could do mids all day, and they will still die because it does a lot of chip damage. It's fucking insane. Oh yeah, and she also has that install, that stupid fucking install that they gave her. It like launches you super far away, and it does as much as like a grab. It's like 40 or 50 damage, and it's like, why the fuck would they give this to her, dude? Because she resets neutral, and then it's like, okay, now that she resets neutral, when she runs at you, she could either do her running kick, she could do her homing high that leads into stance, or she could do her slide. So it's like, what the fuck? She could play at every range, you know? Our next character is Anna, right? So Anna's been using it in a lot of tournaments lately just because she fits in the meta, right? The meta of string mind games. Am I gonna stop here or continue into something else, right? I could go to stance, or I could do a high that's like plus, or I could do a mid that's like, you know, -10 or some shit like that. It doesn't matter if she has bad lows because it's just so fast that everything else is like made up for it, right? All her lows are like, I don't think there's really any slow lows that she has. And even if it's risky, she's plus on them, right? She's plus on them. And then, okay, you try to duck her, she has really good solid mids. Really good solid mids that are heat engagers. oh shit, it also leads into her stances. It's like, what the fuck? And her bazooka is just so good. I know they nerfed her bazooka so it doesn't wall splat or some shit like that, but I think it's still good because it pushes them to the wall, which is exactly where you want. And then you could either run in and slide, or you could run in and fucking do her homing. You could do her homing, what is it? What is it? Her homing bazooka swing that's like plus. You can also just walk in and see what they do and panic, right? So I think she just has so much tools. I don't know if she has her WoW running because I don't have DLC of her. But all I can say is fighting her as Lars sucks ass a lot. And she does have her Chaos Judgment, right? That move is so good because if you fucking lose on your 50-50s, she's launching your ass, dude. You have like a mid, low mix up or high. Yeah, a low mid mix up. If she guesses right on that 50-50, you lose. So it's really dumb. I think it's dumb. Now next character, Leo. I don't know why no one is using Leo. Leo has everything you need, right? String mind game, really good plus range. Down, is it down 2? I don't know if it's down 2, but it's like that very, you know, downward punch and it's plus, right? She has homing hell sweep. Her stance mix-ups are very solid. You can't even sidestep it. You have to just gas. And in heat, her installs are like free. It's just free damage. And then once she goes to stance, you have to respect it because if she heat smashes you, it also wall splats you. So I don't know why no one's using her. She's really good. Good punishing too. So now this is top 5, okay? Top 5. I think if you're using these characters, most likely it doesn't matter what the matchup is, you're just gonna win because you don't really need any fundamentals with these 5 characters, or maybe one of them. But up top, these top 5, they're doing too much damage for nothing. Okay, so top 5, Alisa, right? Alisa is one of the characters where one backdash will completely fuck up everyone's 50-50. One backdash, okay, I can't even touch her with my 50-50. Or sidestep, I can't touch her with my 50-50, right? And then she also has really good armor moves that are either, you know, she either does the high or the mid that, you know, fucks you up. And it just feels so unfair, bro. And down 4, 1+2 is so good. I don't know why that shit's jailing. I don't know, man. And you know, chainsaws are just too scary. Like, I think everyone can understand how oppressive chainsaw is. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's too oppressive. And she has a mid follow-up that's +7. That needs to go. That needs to be like 0. It just doesn't make sense for it to be +7. Because she easily gets you to the wall, and she could just keep doing that. And then it's like, it's not fun. It's really not fun. Like, what the fuck are they thinking with this fucking character? So that is also in relation to the next character, which is Bryan, right? What the fuck were they thinking with this character? Snake Eyes is just so good now. I know that they made his Snake Eyes like +4 hatchet kick. It's very good. He has the mids that are like, is it +7 or is it +4 now? All I know is it's plus, so you still can't do anything. But quarter circle back 1, I think, is the biggest issue in this game because it's still +5. It's still a counter hit launcher. And it still pretty much tracks really well. So, what the fuck are they thinking? Even quarter circle forward 1+2. Still tracks really well. He gets you to the wall with like super easy shit. And then you get into the taunt game. The taunting game. You have to tag. You don't get up. He can also launch your ass. You know what I mean? It's like, or he could just soccer kick you and then the Oki continues. It's not fun. I think they should make quarter circle back 1 like 0. 0 on block would be okay. It would be okay, or like -1. And I don't know why he needs everything. It's just, it's insane. He's safe on so much things too. So why is that? You know. Next character is King. King, you are never risking anything with down forward 2-1, bro. I just don't get why he has a better counter hit game than like Steve. It makes no sense. He's a grappler, dude. I just think that they should, you know, if all his throws are going to do the damage, why does he have good combo damage too? I think it's time he loses combo damage so he could just focus more on the grabs, because this motherfucker got homing giant swing, homing muscle busters, like homing everything, and you can't even tech his like throw mix-ups. You know, what's it, like 3-2-2 or 3-2-1 or 3-1-2, whatever the fuck it is, the new string. It's like the best 50-50 ever. Why the fuck is that? Oh yeah, and his armored moves, right? I've never felt so like he's one of the other characters who also had armor healing gauge, right? He has like muscle armor into like 2, muscle armor 2 leads into heat. He gets all his damage or all his HP back. It just makes no sense. I don't know why they don't make it so that it's counter hit launchable. Like when you do like down back forward, right? As Lars, you do down back forward when he's in muscle armor, he just doesn't get launched. That needs to change. Same thing for Jack. I think it happens for. I know it doesn't happen to Devil Jin. I think Heihachi is probably the only one who can. I mean, his isn't armored, but. You know, it acts like an armored move. So, like, why the fuck is everyone else is not acting like that, you know? But King is one of the characters where I feel like his comeback potential is always super easy to do. So, even if he is, like, at 1 HP, it's very scary to do, like, one thing wrong. And you can just die for it, you know? He still has the most damaging Heat Smash, too, that, like, tracks really well to both sides. So, I don't know what these King players are complaining about. Up 4 3+4 is still really fucking stupid. They need to nerf that shit. That shit should not be armored. Anyways, next character, right? Claudio is definitely, I would say, one of the best characters this season. He's just too safe. Even if they nerfed his unblockable so it doesn't wall splat, it's still a very solid mind game thing. Like, okay, what if I hold it? Or what if I don't? You know, it's still really good. And I think I just said this earlier, but he's safer all around, right? He's safer all around, so he's at most like -10 or -11. It makes no sense. And then they also made it so his while standing punish is like, you know, a 12 frame now. So everything Lars does, he just gets knocked down, and he has to just take a fucking 50-50 from Claudio. It's not cool, dude. So yeah, I don't know why they made this guy so fucking safe, and now he has like everything good. It makes no sense. And then the worst character, or the best character, the worst character to go up against, I think everyone can agree, is Yoshi. Yoshi has every tool that beats every 50-50, and even if you're like +8, you have to respect this stupid ass bitch, dude, because he could flash, or he could just back 4 and dodge your +8 move. He just doesn't give a fuck. And all the shit he does is like safe. He's never like launch punishable on like anything, you know? It just makes no sense. Like, why would they give a troll character the best moves out of everything? It makes no sense. Unblockable low launcher. You know, flash. It's just like, what the fuck? You know, I think one of the biggest issues too is this poison mist is still really a solid move. You can't punish it. And then the hitbox lingers for so long. It's insane. I think they should also nerf his like 4-3. I don't know what it is. You press 4-3 really fast. It's like that double kick that gets off the floor super fast. They need to nerf that shit. That shit should not be so safe. Hard to punish. Even if he whiffs it, he's fine. It's not an issue. Like, it's so insane. This character is too safe, dude. Nerf this guy to the ground. Oh yeah, also, why does this Heat Smash track and wall splat, man? He has one of the best throw games in the game, despite not having any, like, you know, command breaks, you know. Is it command throws? I don't remember what you call it, but you know, you need like a specific break. His generic throws are solid, and rainbow drop is solid. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's just so good. And then no sword stance is like fighting another fucking character too. He's so good. Anyways, now this next character, not released yet, but I can guarantee you he's gonna be the best, or one of the best characters in S+, dude. So Fahkumram, right? Fahkumram is a Tekken, like when Tekken 7 was released, he was the Tekken 8 character in Tekken 7. He was so Tekken 8, they had to nerf him to try to bring him down to Tekken 7 standard. So, what do I mean by this? When he was first released in Tekken 7, he had everything in a down forward 1 mix-up. Down forward 1 mix-up could be a mid knockdown, mid counter hit launcher, or a mid plus frame, or a mid safe knockdown, or he could have a homing hell sweep, or I don't remember if he had a high, but he also had highs that were plus, and they were launchers. So, you know, that's pretty much Fahkumram is he was the mix-up machine. Oh yeah, he also had a guard break. A fucking guard break out of his down forward ones, I believe. I don't remember. It's been so long, but I guarantee you he has a guard break. And the fact that they are finally putting his Tekken 7 mechanics, his original Tekken 7 mechanics, into the game he was supposed to be in, I can't wait, dude. Wow, it's going to be so amazing to finally see him do what he was doing in Tekken 7 again. It's going to be so fun. I can't wait. I will guarantee you everyone's going to be using him in tournament. Like, it's going to be another situation like that. He was just so solid. I don't know if you guys know this too, but all his punishing was really good. He had one of the best side steps punishing as well. Like, he was the biggest character, but his side steps were like as good as like Lili's or some shit, dude. It was insane. They had to nerf it, but even then, I don't think that like it matters. I do not think it matters because he is so oppressive. It's gonna be fucking insane. Anyways, this has like been like a 1 hour video. I tried to talk as fast as I could about every character, but I guess it's gonna keep going. Even like right now, I'm gonna keep talking. It's gonna hit the 1 hour mark. Anyways, this is the, you know, Wi-Fi Lars players season 2 tier list. This is where I would put everyone. I think it might change near the end of season 2 after all the DLC characters release, and then they kept like, you know, keep patching some shit. But this is where I'd put everyone for now. That's all.
Round 2. Fight. Round 3. Fight. Round 4. Fight. Final round. Fight. You win.
手当てしてくれ。